The morning after, the night before. The night before, a fantastic fight. Chris Eubank and Nigel Benn. Just an amazing fight. But one of the best part was when Chris Eubank Sr appeared. I wasn't expecting him to be there. All of a sudden, what? God, I was cheering, I was jumping around in the room. Now, let's go back to 1990s. I was a big boxing fan back then. Watched all the big fights. Just terrestrial TV. And I'd watched a lot of Chris Eubank Sr.'s fights when he first appeared on the scene. I hated him. I absolutely hated him. Every fight he came to, his posturing, his standing there, simply the best music, and I just wanted everyone to beat him. I just kept thinking someone's gonna get him soon. And if my memory serves me correctly, it was the Nigel Benn fights, where I was a big supporter of Nigel Benn. I loved Nigel Benn. I loved him. He was amazing. And during their fights, they were brilliant fights. They were absolute brilliant fights. Some of the best fights of the 90s. The whole population of the UK were talking about them and watching them because you could watch them for free. 15 to 20 million people watching. And they were crazy. The heart, the will to win, both hitting each other down, both getting back up and fighting just as mad as they were. Nigel Benn, if you hit him down, if you hurt him, he'd come back 10 times stronger. The anger in him, after being, don't hurt him. If you want to beat him, don't hurt him. Win by punch, just tippy-tappy him, get the most punches off and run out his way. Don't hurt him. But once you hurt Nigel Benn, that's it. But what happened then was crazy because he beat Nigel Benn, it was a draw. And I watched Chris Eubank fight against him, and the amount he had to dig in, the deepness into the very soul to win, because he did not want to lose to Nigel Benn. Same with Nigel Benn with him. But I saw things in Chris Eubank from that fight, that after that fight, I became a Eubank fan. Every fight Eubank fought then, I was always supporting him. I liked them both then after they encountered. Joe Calzaghe, I think I might have supported Eubank in that, even though Calzaghe's a Welshman, the same as me. I supported Eubank to beat Steve Collins and was gutted when Collins beat him. So coming to this fight now with the two sons. I've always wanted the fight to happen. I've had loads of people going on about it should never happen and there's no point to it, and slagging off Conor Benn because the drug thing. I just wanted it to happen. I thought this is going to be an amazing fight. We've got to get this fight to happen. And I was hoping it would live up to expectation. And the fight was amazing. Now, with this particular fight, I was supporting Conor Benn. I put a good bet on him to win by knockout. I'd seen him fight with knockout, so I could see the weight he'd put on. I watched him in training. I could see how much he's improved. And I thought he's got a right good chance here. And because Eubank Jr, his age, I just thought he's probably slowing down. And coming up to that the press conference a couple of days before the fight, and then Chris Eubank just stunned everyone with that emotional speech about what pain really is to him, losing his brother, father not talking to him for years, wishing his father would be there and everything. I kind of warming to him a bit more. And this is what happened then. Last night, watching the build up to the fight, the other fights before it, and all of a sudden that clip of Eubank Sr coming from the car to support his son, standing next to him. Even now it's giving me goosebumps. And I was cheering, I was jumping in the room. I couldn't believe he's there. I was going mad. I was clapping and shouting. My dog, every time I shout with a box match, my dog barks. She was going crazy. I just couldn't believe it. He's turned up. So, do you know what? All of a sudden, from that, I wanted Eubank to win. It was just mind-boggling. It's reminiscent to the days of when I hated Eubank Sr. Didn't like him at all, wanted everyone to beat him. And then all of a sudden I liked him and I wanted him to win everything. Kind of the same thing happened to me, like deja vu. All of a sudden, I wouldn't mind young Chris Eubank. I could see how happy Chris Eubank Jr was, his father right next to him walking to the ring. I've lost my father, and you do miss your father. And there's nothing better than your father's support and saying you're proud of him and things. Nothing better, to make your father proud. For you to feel that your father is proud of what you've achieved, what you've done in life, how you've turned out. So, but it didn't click in my mind, like I'm going to switch to him. But I just loved that moment of them coming in. I thought it was brilliant. But I knew through when the fight started that my support was with Chris Eubank. The Conor Benn came flying in, and Eubank didn't look right. Eubank looked a bit drained from that weight cut. Conor Benn looked amazing. For them first 3 rounds, I thought he looked amazing. How quick he was, in and out, how much he was dodging, the head movement, kept switching. He got caught a couple of times from Chris Eubank, but to me, he won them rounds clearly. And he hurt Eubank. Not only that, I just thought, he's going to win this. He's definitely going to win this fight. I can't see Eubank coming back from this. He just looked too weak and drained, and I thought he's going to get worse. But looking back on it, with the power of hindsight, I think Chris Eubank wasn't going to put too much effort in. The first 3 rounds, his objective was staying out of the way. So he wasn't going for it. He wasn't trying to win them 3 rounds. He was trying to tire Conor Benn out. That's what I think it was. 4th round on, Chris Eubank started to up the pace a bit. Started to win a few rounds. There was a couple of draw rounds. The last 3 rounds, Eubank was going crazy. I've never seen such a will to win. My mind isn't fresh back to the Eubank and Benn days from 30 years ago. Nigel Benn and Eubank Sr. But their will to win was outstanding. It was just amazing to watch. You can't work these things out, because it's not normal for a human being to be able to dig that deep when it looks like they've got nothing left, and all of a sudden they're coming back with things. You think they look exhausted. Next thing they come back with a flurry, and where's the effort coming from? Where are they drawing it from? It's like superhuman strength. It's like that thing when a woman, a child of theirs is trapped under the car, and she can get the power to lift the car up. Crazy stories like that you hear. That's when you witness things like that, it is just like a miracle to watch. Impossible things are happening in front of your eyes. And that's what I witnessed back in the day, 30 years ago. 1993 was it? And that's what I witnessed last night. I don't know if Chris Eubank Jr.'s will to win was even better, because I can't go back 30 years and compare. It is quite a long time ago, but it could be just as equal. It could be just the DNA. It was crazy. He looked like, where's he getting the energy from? He looked tired, spent, exhausted at one point. I'm not sure what round it was, but he was looking at the clock because he put in so much effort. You could see he was knackered, and he was looking at the clock. Next thing, he's just going mad again the next round. Where'd he get the energy from? How did he recover after only a minute rest to be able to go so mad again for another round and another round? It's just like, what the hell's going on here? You know, in his mind, he just had to make his father proud. He had to dig that deep to make his father proud. The legacy of his father's fights, which he had watched. He found the videotape and watched them, and he couldn't believe it. I think that was the way it was. Or was that Conor Benn? But basically, he'd seen his father fight all them years ago, and he knew, I cannot let my father's legacy down here. Conor Benn was doing the same. But is it the fact that Eubank turned up last minute? Was Chris Eubank Jr really not aware that was going to happen? During that press conference where he did that heartfelt speech about pain, had Chris Eubank Sr watched that and thought, I can't let my son down here, I've got to turn up. And was that the boost? Because I watched Chris Eubank during that press conference, and he was very serious, with a face off and looking at the crowd afterwards. But what a different look when he was walking with his father came out that car. What a different look to Chris Eubank. What a different look when he did his ring walk with his father by his side. What a different look. You could see how much he was pumped up. The goosebumps even talking about it. It was like that. I can never forget that image. It's one of my life's best images now of them two. Eubank Sr appearing. I'll never forget that. It's part of my life now. It's just ingrained in me like the 90s. Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank fights have been ingrained in me. And that's all I want to say, really. What a brilliant fight. If you watch it. I've just posted it. It's only 1 minute 19. I've did an edit of it. I did an instant reaction after the fight. You watch how emotionally charged and worked up I was after watching that fight. Listen to it. It's a good commentary. It's instant reaction. From the minute the fight stopped, I turned the camera on myself and recorded myself. And then when the result was called out, I've got that in it as soon as I heard the result. And but look at the difference to me now. Calm, my normal calm self. This is me a normal day. If I'm walking around and meeting people, calm. To how, I was on. It brought me to a new level of extreme emotional emotion. Was coming out in that video, and I captured it. So that's another moment in time I've captured to remember, because I've even got a video for me to remember. And this video as well, I look back on. But yeah, this is why boxing is such an amazing sport. Because you get fights like this. And, you know, people can call me casual fan. God, I've been watching boxing since 40 years. I mean, addicted to watching all the big fights. I've watched them all. Addicted. People saying, I'm not interested in the Eubank. Conor Eubank versus Chris Eubank Jr. Not interested in it. It's just a farce. The weight difference, and they haven't got the skill level. Like as if they're only interested in watching two of the best fighters in the world, and it's got to be for a belt. It's got, you know, if it's not two of the best fighters in the world, and it's not for a belt, it's not worth watching. And I just listen to some people talk. I think some of the best fights I've ever seen have been against nobodies. Some of them I couldn't even name who they are. I've just been watching a random fight probably coming up to a main event, and I'm watching one of the randoms, and you've had some people, when they put in their heart and soul and they dig in as deep as a human being can ever dig, maybe the boxing skills aren't up to much. I've seen two women fight a couple of times where they're going at it. They got hardly any boxing skills. Misfits fights, and they can make some of the best fights. Sometimes it's not all about the skills on show. It's about how good the fight is. You could watch a fight in the street. Two people, random drunks, and it could be one of the best fights you've ever seen. Like I said, check out my little video I posted before this. I'll try and post a link to this one. I'll point it there. There it is. Check this video out by her. Me being very emotional just after watching the fight last night. Okay, leave a comment if you want about the 90s and about last night if you'd like. Like and subscribe and all that. Thanks for watching. Bye now.